It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
Resident Evil 4 is easily one of the best games I've played in my entire life. I first started playing the game a long time ago, but no matter how many times I play this game, it just never gets old.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Hell, I like this game so much, I even played the now delisted mobile version, which kind of feels like a fever dream at this point, you know? Kind of feels like it never actually happened. The original game is just beautiful in every way, and playing it as a kid always made me feel like a complete badass. And now we have something we never thought we really needed. A remake. Let me just start off by saying that the new game has some very interesting physics going on. They definitely upgraded the ballistics in this game, if you know what I mean. And now we're just talking about the in-game stuff. I'm sure you can imagine the mods going wild for this one. Now let's talk about what else has changed, which is a lot. First of all, the graphics of this game are absolutely beautiful looking. I would definitely say that it is one of the prettiest games I've ever played. I just love the way everything looks here. From the world to the character models, everything just looks great. There are a lot of locations in the game from the old one that have been reworked, and you can somewhat recognize the locations, but it's pretty different at the same time, which is really nice in my opinion. Yeah, it makes the game feel like a fresh experience, but also like nostalgic at the same time.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
They also left in some of the old side objectives, like shooting the blue medallions, which I definitely think was a smart design choice. And that's what this whole entire game ends up feeling like, really. Smart design choices. The shooting in this game feels just as great as in the original, and roundhouse kicking grannies is just as fun as it ever was.
Bill me for the repairs later.
It all just feels very satisfying, and headshotting enemies from afar with the rifle is still on par with the old weapon, I would say. Now let's talk characters. I think that Ashley as a character has been improved a lot. She also just seems a lot more useful in general, whereas in the old game she never really felt like more than a damsel in distress. Yeah, in this game she actually helps you in a proficient way, and she just does more for the story in general. They gave her more time to shine in this game, and I really appreciated that. I also just like a lot of the story changes in general, and mostly because I just get to experience the game in a new way. And yeah, I didn't expect to be surprised as many times as I did in the story, and I really enjoyed it. Now, would I say that this game is better than the original? Well, I think the original is just a little bit too nostalgic for me to say that, but I'll say that this game is very good in its own way. Both this game and the old one have something special going for them, and I think that Resident Evil fans are going to be very happy with how this game turned out. It's just a great ride, man, with a lot of great things happening along the way. It's also longer than the original, but it never ends up feeling like a drag. It just feels like the hours you spent in this game are just the right amount of time for a satisfying adventure. Now let's get to some nitpicks. I'll just get straight to it. I think the old Leon was a better character. I still like this new version of Leon, but I think that the old one was just a better character in multiple ways, especially because of his goofy nature. Yeah, this Leon seems to be a lot more serious, and I do appreciate how they kept some of the funny stuff in there, but I can't help but feel like something's missing.
I've been expecting you, my brethren.
No thanks, bro.
Oh yes, I let our miserable insects out for some exercise down in the sewer.
Thanks. That should keep me company, 'cause boredom kills me.
Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Won't fall for this old trick.
And this isn't even really a critique of the game, but more of a personal preference. I still think that everything in this game is presented in a good way. I think the story is paced nicely, and I also think that the writing is the best in the Remake series yet. I'm really curious to see where things go from here, and if we're going to actually see a Resident Evil 4 and 5 remake. And despite how much I love the Resident Evil series, I've never actually played 5 and 6. So, it might be time to actually get to that as well. Another thing I'd like to add is that you might want to think twice about playing on the hardcore difficulty as a new player. Even after finishing the original game so many times, I still struggled a lot during my playthrough. You know, maybe I just suck at gaming right now, but do keep this in mind if you want to go for a more enjoyable experience.